Raja Kirita Jushtam Yedhyasanam Raja Kirita Jushtam Sadyo Jahor Bhagavat Parshva Kamaha Sadyo Jahur Bhagavat Parshva Kamaha Nava Idam Rajarshivarya Chitram Bhavat Sukrishnam Samanuvrateshu Yedhyasanam Raja Kirita Jushtam Sadyo Jahur Bhagavat Parshvakama Navaidam Rajarshavarya Chitram Na, neither. Va, like this. Idam, this. Rajarshi, saintly king. Varya, the chief. Chitram, astonishing. Bhavatsu, unto all of you. Krishnam, Lord Krishna. Samanuvrateshu, unto those who are strictly in the line of ye who adhyasanam, seated on the throne, Rajakirita, helmets of kings, Jushtam, decorated, Sadhyaha, immediately, Jaguho, gave up, Bhagavat, the personality of Godhead, Parshvakamaha, desiring to achieve association. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. The sages said, who are these sages? Yeah, sages who have assembled in Naimisharanya under the leadership of Shaunakacharya. They are asking questions to Sutta Goswami. So these sages are telling. Now these sages are not just these are not the sages who assembled in Naimisharanya. Are they? No. These are the sages who arrived from all over the... No. That is described later. Huh? Yeah, these are the sages who have assembled at the place where Parkshit has retired after handing over his kingdom to his son. Yeah, after he handed over his kingdom to his son, Janamejaya. And these saintly persons have come from all over the universe because they knew that Parkshit is going to quit his body. They knew that Parkshit was a great personality, ideal. So Parkshit is taking a humble position, even though he is a pure devotee, he knows what is to be done. He is taking a humble position and he is addressing, in the previous verses you would have heard, he is addressing the saintly persons and surrendering to them, asking them for directions, what he should do. So the sages are responding to Parikshit's questions. The sages are saying, O chief of all the saintly kings of the Pandu dynasty, who are strictly in the line of Lord Sri Krishna, it is not at all astonishing that you give up your throne, which is decorated with the helmets of many kings, to achieve the eternal association with the personality of Godhead. Please repeat this translation. The sages said, O chief of all the saintly kings of the Pandu dynasty, who are strictly in the line of Lord Sri Krishna, it is not at all astonishing that you give up your throne, which is decorated with the helmets of many kings, to achieve eternal association with the personality of Godhead. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Foolish politicians who hold political administrative posts think that the temporary posts they occupy are the highest material gain of life, and therefore they stick to those posts even up to the last moment of life, without knowing that achievement of liberation as one of the associates of the Lord in His eternal abode is the highest gain of life. The human life is meant for achieving this end. The Lord has assured us in the Bhagavad Gita many times that going back to God at His eternal abode is the highest achievement. Prahlad Maharaj, while praying to Lord Narasimha, said, O my Lord, I am very much afraid of the materialistic way of life, and I am not the least afraid of your present ghastly, ferocious feature as Narasimha Deva. This materialistic way of life is something like a grinding stone, and we are being crushed by it. We have fallen into this horrible whirlpool of the tossing waves of life. And thus, my Lord, I pray at your lotus feet to call me back to your eternal abode as one of your servitors. This is the summit liberation of this materialistic way of life. I have very bitter experience of the materialistic way of life. In whichever species of life I have taken birth, compelled by the force of my own activities, I have very painfully experienced two things, namely separation from my beloved and meeting with what is not wanted. And to counteract them, the remedies which I undertook were more dangerous than the disease itself. So I drift from one point to another, birth after birth, and I pray to you, therefore, to give me a shelter at your lotus feet. This is what Prahlad Maharaj is asking Narasimhadeva. The Pandava kings, who are more than many saints of the world, knew the bitter results of the materialistic way of life. They were never captivated by the glare of the imperial throne they occupied, and they sought always the opportunity of being called by the Lord to associate with Him eternally. Maharaj Parikshit was the worthy grandson of Maharaj Yudhishthira. Maharaj Yudhishthira gave up the imperial throne to his grandson. And similarly, Maharaj Parikshit, the grandson of Maharaj Yudhishthira, gave up the imperial throne to his son Janamejaya. That is the way of all the kings in the dynasty, because they are all strictly in the line of Lord Krishna. Thus, the devotees of the Lord are never enchanted by the glare of materialistic life, and they live impartially, unattached to the objects of the false, illusory, materialistic way of life. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Dev Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this incident that Parikshit was cursed by a Brahmana boy to die within 7 days by a snake bite is very, very significant event in the history of this human race, history of the whole world, whole universe. Because this incident became the reason why Shukadeva Goswami came to that assembly to speak the Srimad Bhagavatam. Shukamukhad Amrita Drava Samyutam. This Srimad Bhagavatam, when it is compiled by Vyasadeva, it was very relishable, nectarian. But after Vyasadeva compiled, he was revising it, and he taught that Srimad Bhagavatam to his own son, Shukadeva Goswami, who was already liberated by birth. So the sages of Naimisharanya are hearing this. Immediately they ask, Shukadeva Goswami is already liberated by birth. Why did he undergo the study of this Srimad Bhagavatam? What is the need? That is because all the Vedic literature, they aim at giving liberation to people who study them. But Shukadeva Goswami is already liberated by birth. So why did he undergo the study of Srimad Bhagavatam? So Suta Goswami, in response to this question by the sages of Naimisharanya, he gives a wonderful answer. This answer is just one verse, which is very, 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 very important for all of us to understand. Atma Ramascha Munayo Nirgrantha Api Urukrame Kurvanti Uhaitu Kim Bhakti Itham Bhuta Guno Harihi. Suta Goswami's reply was the Atmarama verse, the famous verse in the entire Srimad Bhagavatam. There are many verses which are important in the Bhagavatam. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he explained this Atmarama verse in so many different ways to different devotees. His explanation of this Atmarama verse to Sanatana Goswami consists of 61 different meanings of the Atmarama verse. 61 meanings. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, actually this Atmarama verse has got many, many more meanings. But I have just given you some meanings, that's all. Explain to you some meanings. So this Atmarama verse says that all categories of persons, including the liberated souls, they do render devotional service to Krishna simply because Krishna has got so many wonderful qualities. And the speciality about Krishna's wonderful qualities are that these qualities can attract everybody. Everybody is attracted by Krishna's qualities. Itham bhuta guno harihi. Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is full of wonderful qualities. So, the meaning of the Atmanama verse is that Krishna is able to attract everyone simply because he has got unlimited wonderful qualities. So one quality may attract you, but somebody else may not be attracted by that quality. So then some other quality somebody else is attracted. So like that you go on examining how many qualities Krishna has. Unlimited qualities. Because he has unlimited personality. He has unlimited names, he has unlimited qualities, he has unlimited forms, he has unlimited activities. Everything about Krishna is unlimited. And these unlimited qualities are so wonderful that nobody can be left out. Krishna, the name Krishna means all attractive. He attracts everybody. Prabhupada says, in this material world, Krishna attracts the pious persons by his wonderful qualities as a Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari. So he directly attracts the pious people. But indirectly he attracts even the demons. How is he attracted to the demons? The demons, they want to kill Krishna. So, the demons are attracted to Krishna. And because of their demoniac nature, they want to kill him. So, directly or indirectly, Krishna attracts everybody, including the demons. He attracts everybody. So, Krishna's qualities are very, very, very special. And these qualities, they've been analyzed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his teachings to Sanatana Goswami. That these qualities are described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita as well as Nectar of Devotion. The principal qualities are 64. But Krishna doesn't have just 64 qualities, he has unlimited qualities. But for the sake of analyzing how Krishna is all attractive, because of his qualities, Itham Bhuta Guno Harihi, Guna, his transcendental qualities. So it has been analyzed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, very nicely explained in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So now Parkshit, he is sitting and hearing, he is preparing to sit and hear from Shukadeva Goswami, the Srimad Bhagavatam. And simply by hearing about Krishna, Parkshit is completely captivated by Krishna's personality. That at the end of Shukadeva Goswami's discourse, when Shukadeva Goswami asks him, so what is your conclusion after hearing the Bhagavatam? So Parikshit says that now I don't care for that snake bird or whatever that Brahmana's curse is. Let any snake bird come and do anything to me, I don't care. I simply will fix my mind on the lotus feet of Krishna and I will absorb myself totally, forgetting everything else. Now, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains, how is it possible to be attracted to Krishna and become absorbed in that attraction, so much so that one will not even care for death? That is the most difficult. Materialistic persons, at least some of them, if not all, are totally absorbed in materialistic things in this material world. And sometimes they get so much absorbed in that they forego their food, they forego their personal happiness, they forego family, association or company, they are willing to forego anything and everything. Except when death comes, mrityu sarva haraschaham, everything is finished. Everything is finished means they lose everything that they have. Their body, their possessions, their relationships, their social prestige, their learning, everything they have to give up. So that is when they are completely bewildered. Completely bewildered. So Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, only one type of person will not be bewildered. Dhiraha. Dhirastatra na muhyati. One is a dhira. Who is a dhira? A devotee of Krishna. What kind of devotee? One who is completely captivated by Krishna, attracted by Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, in this material world there are so many allurements for different classes of people. All over the universe there are so many different allurements, so many different things that captivate different people. But none of them can captivate anybody in such a way that they will even forget death. That is not possible. That's never possible. So what Parkshit Maharaj experienced, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, all of us can experience that. Everybody, anybody can experience that. That you get attracted by Krishna. And Krishna has so many qualities. You just hear about Krishna's qualities from a pure devotee, like Shukadeva Goswami. And by such association and by hearing, you will become attracted to Krishna so much that like Parikshit, you will not care for death. You will not care for death. So Parikshit is teaching us this very fact. So the sages are telling here that because Parikshit is in the line of saintly kings of the Pandu dynasty, and they are all strictly in the line of Lord Krishna. Bhavatsu Krishnam sama anuvrateshu samanuvrateshu, the line of Krishnam. So therefore, very easily Parikshit was able to give up his throne. And for what did he do that? To achieve eternal association with the personality of Godhead. That means Parikshit has got a clear understanding and a perfect realization that nothing in this material world is as valuable as the eternal association of Krishna. And Acharyas like Srila Prabhupada, they have come to this world from Krishna's personal abode. That's where they belong. They come from there to give us that attraction for Krishna. They have come to help us understand what is the value of eternal association with Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has simplified the whole thing, that you begin by just chanting Hare Krishna, and gradually you will develop attraction for Krishna, and when the attraction becomes very, very strong and fixed up, your life is successful, finished, over. But somebody may say, it's so simple. Yes, it is very simple. But then there are so many people who are chanting or engaging in various activities of bhakti, but they are not developing the attraction like Parkshit developed. Why is it? So the first point is, from whom are you hearing, or from whom are you learning about Krishna? That's why many times Prabhupada says, these professional reciters of Bhagavatam, don't hear them. Don't hear from professional reciters. You will not develop the attraction for Krishna like Parikshit developed if you hear professional reciters. Then again, you have to follow in the footsteps of Parikshit Maharaj to be able to hear from somebody like Shukadeva Goswami and develop the kind of detachment, material detachment, and simultaneously the spiritual attraction for Krishna very quickly. Very quickly. It's only possible if you actually follow in the footsteps of Parikshit Maharaj. Imitating Parikshit Maharaj is not going to work. See, these people who attend this Bhagavad Saptaha, they are imitating Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit had 7 days, so he sat and heard 7 days. So if we have, whatever time we have, till, at least until death comes, like Parikshit Maharaj, following in his footsteps, means we should also sit and hear Bhagavatam like that. For what length of time? Till our death comes. Because Parikshit had only 7 days time, he sat and heard 7 days. Of course, we do not know how long we are going to live in this body, but to follow in the footsteps of Parikshit Maharaj means to prepare ourselves like Parikshit sat and heard rest of his life. We should also sit and hear rest of our life after preparing for such hearing. And preparing for such hearing has been systematically described by the Acharyas who are following in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That you have to take up the process of sadhana bhakti. By sadhana bhakti, you develop attraction for Krishna. And that attraction is so powerful that at the end of this sadhana bhakti practice, you become mad after Krishna. And what did Prabhupada do? He was preaching in India for about 30 years, But he was seeing Indians are not very serious then when he was preaching. So he went to America on the order of his guru, of course, and he preached there, and some very, very ordinary people, in fact not just ordinary but even sinful people, very quickly developed attraction for Krishna. And became devoted, mad after Krishna. So it's possible for all of us. Simply we have to hear from Prabhupada about Krishna. That's all. But then this hearing itself, our hearing is presently, before we come to Krishna consciousness. Hearing is not new to us. But this hearing is defective. That is described in the scriptures. This defective hearing is described as offense. Offense. Offenses against the holy name of Krishna. Offenses against the deity of Krishna. Offenses against pure devotees of Krishna. Offenses against scriptures like Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. Offenses. So the defect is described as offense. Defect in bhakti, which does not awaken our attraction for Krishna, is described as offense, aparadha. Therefore, in the bhakti literature, not only Krishna is described, not only the process of bhakti is described, but also what are the aparadha. And in this purport, Prabhupada is pointing out that people in this world, they are foolish. Many of them, they are foolish. And he talks about foolish politicians who hold political administrative posts, and they hold on to this temporary post till the last moment of their life. What should they be doing? They should be hearing about Krishna till the last moment of their life. But instead they are holding on to their temporary post. Because they do not know what is the real goal of life. They do not know what is the value of this human form of life. They are misled by bad leaders. Andha yathandai rupaniyamana. This is called Prahlad Maharaj. And Prabhupada is quoting Prahlad, who is praying to Lord Narasimha and teaching us what is the defect in our materialistic way of life. That Prahlad, first of all, is telling, I am very much afraid of this materialistic way of life. Why? Because the materialistic way of life is like a grinding stone. We get completely crushed in this materialistic way of life. Because ultimately the materialistic way of life ends in complete defeat. When? Especially when death comes. Before death comes itself, people are defeated in their endeavors. But some people may not think that they are defeated. Under illusion they may think, oh, I am successful in my life. But that is only till death comes. They can say that. As soon as death comes, everything is finished. Materially, everything is over. Prahlad is telling, guaranteed this materialistic way of life will result in getting crushed, completely defeated. And he's also describing his experience of materialistic way of life. In all species of life, because there are so many varieties of species, 84 lakh species. So some seem to be better than others. But he says, whichever species you take birth, including the topmost species, still, two things are experienced by everyone. What is that? Separation from your beloved, most beloved Lord Krishna. And the second experience is, common experience is, meeting with that which is undesirable. So this everybody experiences every life, life after life. And they don't realize. So this realization is possible only if we are fortunate to meet a pure devotee, or fortunate to take up the process of devotional service, sadhana bhakti. Then only we can actually counteract this two experiences of this materialistic way of life. Forever we can be freed from this. So Prabhupada also says that, of course, Prahlad Maharaj's prayer is, I pray to you therefore to give me a shelter at your lotus feet. Prahlad Maharaj was asked by Narasimhadev, what benediction you want? So this is the benediction he is asking. I want shelter at your lotus feet. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches us, na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadisha kamaye. Mama janmani janmanishware bhavatad bhaktir ahituki tvai. I want shelter at your lotus feet to render service to you eternally. And that is possible only if we give up all other desires or demands. All material demands and material desires we give up. And that is being made very easy by chanting Hare Krishna by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He simplified the whole thing. Prabhupada also says that the Pandavas were ideal examples for all of us, that they were not captivated by the illusory allurements of this world. They are not captivated by it. So they always were waiting when the Lord will call me to associate with Him eternally. Similarly, the way Yudhishthira Maharaj did, same way Parkshit Maharaj did, same way all the saintly kings in that line of Pandu dynasty, they all did the same thing. So we should also take a lesson that the devotees of the Lord are never enchanted by the glare of materialistic life, and they live impartially without giving any priority to any particular way of living, unattached to the objects of the false, illusory, materialistic way of life. So, Sri Narottam Das Thakur, very simple way he explains this. Vishaya chhadiya se rase majiya mukhe bolo hari hari. Vishaya chhadiya. Give up this business of sense gratification and immerse yourself in chanting. Mukhe bolo hari hari, chanting Hare Krishna. So that is a simple instruction given by all the scriptures and especially by Srila Narottam Das Thakur. So I'll stop here. Any questions? Can you give him the mic? Others can hear the question.
Hare Krishna. Here you mentioned that to develop the attraction towards Krishna, some three methods you suggested, Maharaj. First is from whom we are hearing that. And second is the developing the detachment from this material world. So this small, the second part, developing detachment from this material world, like in our day-to-day services, it's like so-called our things we think and we get attached to that. Some few tips, practical tips where we can implement and be conscious about that.
Simple, very simple. Detachment is very difficult ordinarily for everyone from this material world, very, very difficult. But it becomes automatic and very, very, very easy when we get attracted to Krishna. So please remember, we can actually develop detachment or distaste for this material world only when we get attracted to Krishna. That's why we should be always after Krishna. Every activity, Krishna, 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 Krishna. That's all. Fill your time, your life, your day only with Krishna. And because Krishna is unlimited, there are unlimited things you can do. Unlimited things you can do. And Prabhupada has established this wonderful Hare Krishna movement, that anybody comes in contact with this movement, immediately they are able to understand, and by association they are able to follow in the footsteps of Parkshit Maharaj and develop automatically. Because of developing attraction for Krishna, we develop detachment from the material world automatically. So for us, for outsiders, for anybody, the same thing. Only this is going to work. Nothing else will work. Nothing else will work. Next question. Okay, no more questions. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon. Never miss any updates.